everyone, this is Fantasy-esque and welcome back to the Fairy Amazon Challenge in The Sims 4. We are following the reign of Queen Cypria Reed Daisy, who has recently established a new dynasty after the sudden death of Queen Justin Crocusfade. And already, she has built a better legacy than her predecessor, with the birth of a crown princess. Even while battling sickness, she has shown that survival is about more than simply existing. It's about fighting for a place among the fairies and proving your worth to the nature spirits. The Queen has also noticed that of the old counselors, Lady Catarina has been struggling with her ascension the most. In an effort to calm her and remind her that her guidance is not forgotten, Cypria has arranged a breeding for Catarina with a peasant male from the queendom. She hopes that Catarina sees the benefit of living under the new dynasty as well. Let's take a look at the new male in Cass. Dustin Greymount is a peasant fairy and our third breeder. He aspires to be fabulously wealthy and has the traits hot-headed, lazy, and hates children. Very quickly, I want to mention that the hates children trait will only ever affect breeding for females because they are the ones who carry on the bloodlines. Dustin was a god in the human kingdom for a long while, eager to make money and return with riches. But his lazy attitude and knack for getting into arguments landed him in hot water, and he was kicked out in an embarrassing manner involving the young human prince. The whole affair was so mortifying, he decided from then on that children were pesky things, and he hated them all. After his return, there was no way he was going back to his family, so he tried to take up a god role in the fairy court, only to be chosen as a breeder instead. In terms of genetics, he has warm 6 skin, blonde 12 hair, and blue eyes. We are picking up at Wednesday at 9 p.m. Catarina is about to have her first kiss with Dustin. What is Cypria up to? Is she going to go throw up? Yep, because she's sick. That's fine. Catarina is also terribly, terribly ill, guys. Look at her. She has sonic sinuses and is covered in red spots. But hey, at least her breed is attractive and she has a chance to continue her own bloodline. So let's go ahead and get these two a little bit more comfortable with each other. I don't know if Cypria's strategy is going to work with Catarina and if she will be appeased. Catarina may potentially be slighted at the fact that the male chosen for her is a bit of a problematic figure. I mean, he has the lazy trait, he hates children, so he's probably not going to have a close relationship with his offspring. He is also hot-headed like Catarina, so they're both kind of fiery. He seems like a problem sort of guy altogether. Whereas you think about the males that have been paired with the others, like Cypria got Dirk, and he seemed like a pretty decent guy. And then the previous queen got herself Izzy, who also seemed like a pretty decent guy and a respected member of the community. So I don't know, but oh my goodness, what is happening to her? What is happening to her skin? Oh my goodness. What is this? Emotional void ailment? Lady Catarina feels like her emotions have been drained away, leaving nothing but an empty void. What? Oh my goodness. This is I did not know that your Sims could actually swap out ailments? Because she had sonic sinuses. And now she doesn't have that, but she has this illness, which is going to be counted as a different illness. So her genetic sickness just went up. Now she's going to be like 3% sick, or she's going to have a genetic sickness of 3%, which she's going to pass on to her child. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, let's continue with him. Can you guys go for a fairy woohoo in the sky? And not just yet. Let's hold hands. And now Kayla is sick. Oh no, the queen passed on her greeny meanie sickness to Kayla. I'm so sorry, Kayla. Up until this point, she was an untouched bloodline. And I won't count the illnesses of anyone outside of our main household. So If Kayla did get sick while she was at the female faculty, that doesn't count. That's too many things to keep track of. I'm only counting the ailments they get when they're with us in the main court. So this would count as her first sickness. And now she has a genetic sickness of 1%. Wow, okay. Catarina, focus in on Dustin. Right now she seems pretty okay. You know what though? I could kind of see Catarina's opinion of Dustin changing depending on whether she has a boy or a girl. If she has a boy, she could use this as an opportunity to blame Supriya for giving her a poor match. If she has a girl though, she might be happy with Dustin and that the queen gave her this match. So it could go either way. And I think it depends entirely on the gender of her child. Okay. Oh? Lady Catarina has become overwhelmed with romance lately and feels a compelling desire to embody the essence of a love bug. I mean, yes, that's fine. You can be a love bug. I mean, if she kind of falls for him, even though he's meant to be a breeder, I suppose that would help appease her a little bit. Let's offer to try for Baby in the Sky. And Supriya really should be coming back. But let's go ahead. She's gonna send everyone else out. The queen might interrupt them, but let's see. I feel like Dustin's kind of hit it big with Catarina, considering his past and how he was kicked out of the human kingdom. I think he's done pretty well for himself. Okay, and here they go. I love how Bren did not move an inch. Bren is sitting here like nothing's wrong. I mean, that's an option, Bren. That is an option. You could totally not move. You could kind of just stay there. How is she so unaffected? She's so unaffected. She's like, nope, I'm gonna stay in the throne room. I'm gonna witness this myself. Okay, the other three ladies are giving Catarina privacy. Like Kayla, Brent, and Supriya are giving Kayla privacy. Brent's like, nope, I need to make sure that she stays calm, and they both stay calm and don't get overexcited because they're both hot-headed fairies. I mean, safety first, right? Okay. I kind of like the match in terms of genetics between Catarina and Dustin as well. It's so colorful. It feels like a totally fairy match. I'm excited. I mean, he's got a hair color we haven't seen before. And he's got these beautiful blue eyes that Supriya also has. And then Catarina, I mean, she's got red eyes. She's got red hair. And also, she has a face full of freckles, which she is going to pass on to her child. So usually with face details like this, whether it's beauty spots or freckles, I like to pass that on to all the children of the mother. So if a mother has any of those features, then all her children will get it. So I'm kind of excited to have more freckled fairies down the line. But okay, the deed has been done. Now she needs to find out whether or not she's innately pregnant. Lady Catarina Night Ember is announcing her pregnancy to the rest of the court, and let's really quickly take a look at when she's due on the calendar. Catarina will be having her baby on Saturday at 11 p.m. So it has just ticked over to Thursday, which is why the day count seems shorter, but no, she's actually due at the end of Saturday, like right on the cusp of Saturday and Sunday. So we have that to look forward to. I hope this is a turning point for Catarina's relationship with Queen Supriya and the new counselors, but I suppose time will tell what they're feeling. Brant is cursing a lot. I mean, she is sick. Is she sick now? Oh my goodness. For a second, I was like, yeah, she's sick. That makes sense. But then I realized that Kayla was the one who was supposed to be sick, not Brant. Okay, well, we have a new round of ailments. Brant is sick once more, which is not cool. So now we have 3 fairies. We're going through a greeny meanie phase. and Bren is the only one who is not sick, but who knows how long that will last. So I need to actually get them first in the mystical waters and then in the clinic. And I have to get Dustin moved to the male faculty. I don't know how he's gonna live with Prince Uther in the male faculty when he hates children. So many things, so many things. We are picking up at almost 8 p.m. on Thursday. I wanted to take a quick moment to touch on the fairy abilities. I have messed around with them a little bit off camera because I wanted to familiarize myself a little bit more with how I am going to be doing things. So I have decided that certain branches of the fairy abilities will only be accessible to certain roles. So manipulation is something that the counselors will be able to get. Emotion is strictly for royals. Nature is for the noble ladies. And customization will be for everyone. When it comes to customization abilities, the right side of the branch has to do with negative emotions, the left side of the branch has to do with positive emotions. It's not necessarily good or evil, it's just positive emotions and negative emotions. Now, the way I'm deciding which side of the customization branch we pick for the fairies is by looking at their relationship panel and seeing whether I am observing just generally more red or more green. And I feel like that indicates to me whether they're interacting more with negative emotions or positive emotions. So let's really quickly go through the fairy abilities for our fairies. Queen Supriya, she has Wicked Force Gain, and she has Benevolent Absorber. And then she also can sway another's emotion, so she can give them moodlets, specific moodlets. And then the Wicked Force, it just means she will passively gain a little bit more emotional force when doing mean socials and mischief socials, and then when she absorbs negative emotions from others, she'll get a little bit of extra emotional force from that. With Lady Bren, she has a Warm Force Gain and Malicious Absorber, as well as Cure or Apply Ailment, and then Fairy Insight. So with the Warm Force Gain, you get a little bit more force from friendly, romantic, or funny socials, and then you get a little bit more force when you absorb positive emotions. Obviously, you guys know you can give someone an ailment or cure the ailment they currently have. And then Fairy Insight is not something I typically would use in my own gameplay, but it's just reading other Sims' minds and knowing their traits, careers, and more. There we go. With Lady Brant, she has a Wicked Force Gain, Benevolent Absorber, and she's got some plant abilities. So Nurture Nature, which means that she can cast this on plants and animals and they become weedless, bugless, cured, and happy. And then Enchant Plant, which means she can enchant a plant and it will not require her to maintain it at all while that enchantment lasts. So it'll be like fully watered, weeded, and have no bugs. With Lady Kayla, she has Wicked Force Gain, Benevolent Absorber, Cure or Apply Ailments, and Fairy Insight. Catarina hasn't manifested any abilities just yet because she hasn't ranked up to glowing. Once she does, then we'll do it for her. But that's all we have for the ladies in terms of their abilities. And now let's move on to some whims. The ailments, guys, I can totally see what you meant by it is ridiculously common, because I actually got my counselors to cure every one of their ailments, right, after getting their powers. And already the ladies are getting ill again. Like, what the heck? Bren already has this emotion void. Like, half her face has become stone. It is crazy, because if we got like one ailment every couple of days, then okay, that I understand, it's sustainable. But I have already noticed in this episode alone, I think across my fairies, we have gotten like 4 or 5 ailments. Some of the fairies have gotten like 1 or 2 different ailments just in this episode alone. So how the heck are they supposed to survive if they just keep getting sick like this? But you know what? It kind of fits their story that the fairies, they are more delicate, and in a way they are dying. They're unable to kind of fend off against this type of sickness that only affects the fairies. The vampires don't have anything like this. So it's very wild. It's very wild. Also, I completely forgot to mention that Queen Supriya actually has another ability. She's got the bottle emotion, which means that she can absorb an emotion from herself to create an emotion potion, which is great because I think you do need emotion potions to make a bunch of the cures. Okay, time to get the whims done. So Lady Supriya, she wants to, oh, what am I saying? Queen Supriya, Queen Supriya. She wants to play a card game. Okay, so she wants to get to know members of her court a little bit better. So let's go ahead, yeah, I think we can come outside and play some cards. Let's see who she wants to play cards with though. Usually, for these kind of games, I pick whoever they have the lowest relationship with. So, Brant and Kayla for sure. Brant, Kayla, one of her counselors, and Catarina. She's wanting to get to know them a little bit better. So far, I guess Bren has the best relationship with her, so she's not really worried about Bren, but she kind of wants to know what's going on in the minds of these ladies. Supriya started off so strong in her reign. She might be a little bit worried about the fact that she's kind of being not left behind, but becoming disjointed with the members of her court. I think that would concern her. Now, the cool thing about Supriya, I think some of you guys were asking me about influence points in the last episode when she had her baby. And with the influence points, in my own spreadsheets, I've categorized them under like separate things. So you have family influence that a sim can be born with. You have bonus points, which they get according to their roles. You have faction influence, which is determined by how many harmonious or discordant fairies you have. Right now we don't have any, so there's like no factions in court. And we have events. And events, they're basically things like winning tournaments and having baby girls or having baby boys, right? So, and I think marriages, they go under events as well. So with events and with family influence, they're stackable, so you can get more and more or less. Well, you can't get less with family. With family, you'll always get more and more. With events, you can get more or less, but they do stack. However, the faction influence and the what's the other one? Bonus influence? They don't stack. So you can have like 2 influence, bonus influence from being a counselor, but if you become queen, you don't get 2 plus 3, which makes 5. That will change to 3, so you only get the 3. I'm sorry if it's a little bit confusing, but that's essentially how it works. Some of them are stackable, not all of them are. So Supriya, she had 1 bonus influence as a noble lady. As soon as she became queen, that changed to 3. So that's determined like by role. But speaking of influence, at the time of Queen Justin's death, Justin had 4 influence points, and Supriya, after the birth of her daughter, now has 5. So she has surpassed her predecessor's legacy, which means that she is considered a successful queen. And the way that I like to do it, both in Vampire Amazon and in this one, is that at the time of a queen's death, however much influence points she has, the next queen will be judged based on whether she has more or less. If you have less than the previous queen, you're considered as someone who's living in the last queen's shadow. If you have the same amount of influence points, then you're considered as like equal to that queen. And if you have more, then you have surpassed that queen's legacy, which is what Supriya has done. So she started off so strong. There have been a few issues with communication though. I think Supriya wanted to play this game to get to know her counselors and just the other ladies, the ones she's concerned about a little bit more. Okay, Lady Bren, meanwhile, wants to finish a painting. Okay, we have another chance to do a painting, and we love the paintings. We love the paintings. So, why don't we come here and paint? can you come here and paint, please? I'm surprised Brent hasn't wanted to paint at all, because she also has a bit of a painting background. She's got an artistic streak, but I love it whenever Brent wants to go paint. I mean, already the one she did of the clinic was so pretty, and now we have a nighttime one. Oh my goodness, we have the ghost of Queen Justin? Guys, if this is not a message, then what is? The ghost of Queen Justin is hugging Queen Supriya. I think this kind of shows that whether it be the nature spirits or Queen Justin herself, they really are on Supriya's side, and I think Justin doesn't blame Supriya either. You know, she's just happy that someone was able to pick up the mantle. That is so cool. That is so cool. Okay, Bren, can you capture this momentous event? Well, you can't capture the hug, unfortunately. Oh, this is a terrible angle. I'm not gonna lie. This is a terrible angle. I might change this angle. I think I'm gonna change the angle. Hold on a second. I'm so sorry. Let's move this to where? Maybe here? Let's try this. We're gonna move around until I get a good shot. But if we can capture, like, Queen Justin? Queen Justin? Her ghost? With the new queen? That would be amazing. Oh no, don't walk away. No, this is not what I was trying to capture. We're gonna keep trying. We're gonna keep trying. It's not working out, but we're gonna keep trying. I mean, this is something that is gonna last us generations, hopefully. So we need to get the right one. Okay, there we go. There we go. This is much, much better. So we want to try and capture this. This is gonna be like a core memory. The deceased first queen and our second queen. Look at you, Bran. I'm so proud of Bran. She's capturing like all the important moments and all the important stuff. Excuse me. Resume the painting. Resume the painting. The painting is important. Come on, Bran. I mean, there was no way she would have imagined that Justin was out here. I think she kind of felt as though, you know what? The painting of the clinic was so good. And she did hear about Supriya trying to get the others together for a game by the pool, and she thought, you know what? It would be so good for me to capture this particular space with Supriya and show everyone how she's trying to build a better relationship with the court. And then she came outside and she found Queen Justin's ghost here. And then Bren thought to herself, this is momentous. The previous queen is okay with the new queen taking on her mantle. Like, this is momentous. It must be recorded. So that was such a lucky thing. Like, how quickly that moment came and went. Oh, we were so lucky with that timing. Okay, Lady Brant, what's going on with you? She wants to be friendly with a non-household sim. Okay, so Brant is definitely wanting to say hello to Lady Brittany, which I don't think the ladies have gotten a chance to do. So let's summon over Brittany. Lady Brittany, where are you? Where are you? Okay, hold on. Lady Brittany. There we go. Let's go ahead. I mean, I suppose attempt introduction? Let's attempt an introduction. Come on, Brant. Plus, things are so difficult for her in court right now. She's wanting to get a little bit closer to someone else. What was that? Is she too? Oh my goodness. I'm gonna have to like turn off whatever sparklies she's got going on. Ah, jeez. Now how can I turn off? Would it be under pack cheats? Expansion pack? Maybe? Get famous? Public image? Okay, we need to get her, decrease the celebrity level because this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous that we can't even. No, we're gonna decrease her celebrity level until we can actually interact with her, because this is ridiculous. Decrease. We still can't? Are you kidding me? How many more levels do we have to take her down? It would be nice if we could completely get rid of it, but I don't think we can. I don't think we can. We just can't interact with her at all. Ugh, jeez. Well, can you like well, I don't think you want to eavesdrop. I don't think you want to eavesdrop. You know what? She tried, guys. She tried. Do you even have her in your... No, you don't. That's right, because you couldn't make an introduction. Darn it. Well, Brittany, you're a bit difficult, aren't you? You're a little bit difficult, but at least she tried to make an introduction. She tried to interact. Maybe she wanted to see how Brittany was faring in the female faculty with the Crown Princess, but then Brittany is maybe a little bit tougher to get close to, and Brent backed off, but she did try. Okay, Kayla wants to go for a flight, so let's go do that. She's gonna go flying, and she's gonna think a little bit about everything and about life. She was so caught up beforehand in the illnesses and the potential baby girls being born. Now we have a Crown Princess. And I think Kayla is like noticing that the fairies are getting sicker and sicker, and so quickly as well, considering that all of them are new bloodlines. I feel like by the end of this generation, we're gonna have some very sick fairies. And I can see why she's so passionate about this. It's because she used to be a healer and this was a big deal for her. But she seems to be in a better mood of late. I think she has become a little bit calmer. Things are stabilizing. And you know what? When they were at the table, maybe seeing Queen Justin's ghost made her feel a little bit more relaxed, because she kind of realized that, you know what? Maybe I don't have to take the burden of everything on myself. Maybe I don't have to be that freaked out, because the fairies, they always manage to find a way to survive. And it seems as though Queen Supriya has everything in hand. So that was actually very nice. I'm glad that she could let down her head, so to speak, and relax a little bit more. Okay, Catarina, meanwhile, she is in her second trimester, but she wants to watch the sky. Okay, this is really, really cool, but it's a new interaction. I have no clue whether it's from the fairy pack or it's from the Love Struck pack, because I got the 2 packs around the same time. Actually, no, I got the Love Struck with the other one. I think this is new with the fairy pack. But we can go to a bench and we can actually watch the stars. So let's see. She's probably going to watch the stars with whoever she has the best relationship with. And that is Lady Bren. Okay, I mean, Bren's here in the archery yard. So let's go watch the stars with Bren. Although, Bren is sick. So you might catch an illness if you hang around Bren too much. But I think the fairies are because with the sicknesses, yes, for day to day, it's not too terrible for them to deal with, but the danger of sicknesses is the genetic imprint it leaves on your child, and especially for your daughters, it's gonna really hammer down during childbirth. So you might be able to get through a bunch of sicknesses just fine in your day-to-day life, but it's going to affect you in childbirth. Is this a romantic interaction? Because I don't know. It feels really flirty. It feels like it is a romantic interaction. Wasn't Bren flirting with Supriya before? Like, she was supporting Supriya as, counselor, and they were getting a little bit closer, and then Supriya kind of said, no, don't overstep your boundaries. Now I'm wondering if maybe Bren might find companionship elsewhere. Maybe Catarina is the one who's going to be pursuing her. That would be interesting. This is really cute, though. This is really, really cute. Okay, I'm going to consider this complete. I don't know if the watching stars at night is the same as watching the sky during the daytime. But I'm gonna consider that complete. This is really cute though. That makes me happy. That makes me happy. And oh, we need to check up on her painting. Bren, did you finish your painting? How's the painting going? It is done! Look at how cool the painting looks. Okay, well, we need to get the painting moved to the gallery, please. Let's get the painting moved to the gallery. It is gonna go right next to the painting of the clinic. Oh my goodness, look at that. This has me so excited. This has me so excited. This is what the gallery was for. This is what the gallery was for. Doesn't Supriya feel like a main character? She was in the first portrait, or not the portrait, but you know, she was in the first painting, she's in the second painting. Her status has changed so much from like the two paintings, but that is really cool. That is really, really cool. And with that said and done, I am going to leave off here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.